Have you ever sat in your favorite chair, maybe with a cup of tea or coffee, and suddenly a song from decades ago starts playing? Maybe it's something from your teenage years, or the first dance at your wedding, and just like that, the memories come flooding back. The feeling in the air, the smell of the room, the clothes you wore. It's almost like you were there again, just for a moment. That's not just nostalgia, that's your brain lighting up in ways science is still trying to fully understand. And the best part? That kind of magic doesn't fade with age. In fact, it can grow stronger if you let it. You see, after the age of 60, many people start worrying about their brain health. Words may slip from memory, names take a moment longer to recall, or concentration might not feel as sharp as it once was. It's easy to brush it off and say, well, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you there's something incredibly simple, totally enjoyable, and even emotionally healing that can actually rebuild your brain day by day? It's not a pill. It's not a complicated routine. It's something you've likely loved your whole life. Music. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Music. That's nice for entertainment, but rebuild my brain. Yes, and not just in a poetic sense. Neurologists, researchers, and even therapists have all begun to recognize the incredible effects of music on the aging brain. We're not talking about just listening passively, either, but actually using music as a daily tool for mental clarity, memory improvement, emotional healing, and even physical coordination. So today we're going to explore 5 powerful and honestly surprising ways music helps rebuild your brain after 60. And once you start using these, you may notice not just changes in your memory and focus, but also in how you feel about yourself, your life, and your future. Because this isn't just about keeping your brain sharp. It's about reconnecting to the joyful, vibrant, alive version of you that's still very much there. Let's begin with something that might surprise you. Music strengthens memory far better than you might expect. You've probably experienced it already. You hear a tune from the 70s and suddenly you remember what color your kitchen was back then. That's not accidental. Music activates multiple areas of the brain all at once, including those tied to memory, emotion, and language. In people over 60, these areas can become less connected. But when music enters the picture, something incredible happens. It's like a bridge being built between islands that had drifted apart. And the more often that bridge is used, the stronger it gets. This is especially powerful when it comes to autobiographical memory. Remembering your own life experiences. Studies have shown that listening to familiar music from your youth can help bring back detailed, emotionally rich memories. This doesn't just bring joy, it actually exercises your hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming new memories. So if you've ever felt like your memory is slipping, start with your music. Make a playlist. When we think about staying socially connected as we age, we often imagine phone calls, visits with grandkids, or the occasional community gathering. But there's something deeply bonding about music that many people overlook. Something that goes beyond conversation and into the realm of shared feeling. Have you ever sung a hymn in a church with others and felt instantly closer to them, even if you didn't know their names? Or maybe you've joined a sing-along at a family event and watched everyone's faces light up at the same chorus. That's music doing its job, building emotional bridges between people. As we get older, it's easy to feel disconnected. Maybe old friends have moved away, or health issues make it harder to get out. But music has a way of pulling us back into a sense of community. Even listening to music with someone else, in person or over a video call, can reduce feelings of isolation. Sharing your favorite songs or dancing in the kitchen with a partner, a friend, or even by yourself with an old photo nearby, that counts. It's not about the performance, it's about participation, but it goes deeper. When we sing, clap, or move to a beat with another person, our brains actually begin to synchronize, a phenomenon known as entrainment. It's like our bodies and minds are agreeing to feel and move together. That kind of coordination helps strengthen areas of the brain that deal with empathy, communication, and emotional awareness. These are often the very areas that weaken with age, but music gives them new life. One of the most beautiful things I've seen recently was a group of seniors gathered at a community center for a music memory session. They sat in a circle holding percussion instruments, tambourines, small drums, maracas. At first, everyone was a little quiet, a little unsure. But once the music started, just a simple rhythm, something changed. Smiles spread, shoulders relaxed. People who hadn't spoken to each other in weeks began laughing, tapping along. The music made them feel safe enough to connect. It gave them permission to be expressive again. And this is where music really begins to rebuild the brain in a unique way, by reactivating movement even in small ways. It's common for people over 60 to face physical stiffness or joint pain, but music has a sneaky way of getting the body moving without you even realizing it. You hear a song and suddenly your fingers are tapping the table. Your foot starts to bounce. Your shoulders sway a little. That's no small thing. Those subtle movements trigger neural circuits that help with coordination, balance, and muscle memory. There's even research showing that combining music with light physical movement, like dancing or chair exercises, can improve gait, reduce the risk of falls, and enhance spatial awareness. Think about it this way. Your brain is a coordination machine, and music is one of the few things that activates nearly every region of it at once, including the parts that control your limbs, your breath, your focus, even your heartbeat. That's why so many stroke recovery programs now include rhythms and music therapy, because it wakes up parts of the brain that language and logic can't reach on their own. But this doesn't mean you need to sign up for dance classes or learn to play an instrument. Even standing in your living room, swaying to a song from your youth is enough. You can hold onto a chair or a counter. Close your eyes if it feels safe and let the music move you. You might notice that afterward your thoughts feel clearer. You might sleep better that night. You might feel a little more like yourself. Not because of anything you did right, but because you gave your brain and body something they deeply understand. Rhythm. Now here's something even more fascinating. Recent studies have found that engaging with music, especially in active ways like singing, humming, or playing simple percussion, can actually grow new neural pathways. That's right. Your brain isn't done developing, even after 60, 70, or 80. It just needs the right kind of stimulation. And music provides that not only through repetition, but through emotional engagement. When you care about what you're listening to, your brain pays closer attention, and that attention sparks growth. Let me share a story I heard about a man named Arthur, 74 years old, who had early signs of cognitive decline. His daughter bought him a small hand drum and encouraged him to play along with old jazz records they used to listen to together. At first, he struggled to keep rhythm, but after just 2 weeks of drumming along for 5 minutes a day, his doctor noticed improvements in his verbal memory, remembering names, details, even where he left his glasses. The only thing that changed was music. That's the power we're talking about. And that leads us into perhaps the most unexpected and exciting benefit of music after 60, its ability to ignite. There's a moment in every person's life, especially after 60, when silence becomes more than quiet. It becomes a kind of emptiness. Maybe the house that was once filled with voices and movement is now still. Maybe the daily responsibilities that kept your mind so busy have slowed. And in that silence, thoughts come, sometimes beautiful, sometimes painful, sometimes confusing. This is where music can become something even more than a memory, a rhythm, or a way to connect. It becomes a companion, and more than that, it becomes a guide to inner calm and cognitive strength. The final, and perhaps most profound, way music helps rebuild your brain is through its ability to create stillness inside the noise of the mind. After 60, it's not uncommon to experience mental fatigue, that cloudy, restless feeling where your thoughts seem tangled or unfocused. But here's the thing, your brain wasn't designed to be busy all the time. It was also designed to rest, actively. And music, especially the right kind of music, can help you do that. When you listen to calming, slow-tempo music, think gentle piano, strings, soft vocals, or ambient sounds, your brain waves actually begin to slow down. This is measurable. Your heart rate decreases, your muscles relax, and your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and recovery, takes over. It's like turning down the volume on stress, not by forcing yourself to calm down, but by letting your brain return to a natural rhythm. This kind of deep relaxation isn't just good for stress, it's critical for brain regeneration. During these moments, your body releases serotonin and melatonin, chemicals that help with sleep, mood, and immune function. And sleep, as we know, is where memory is consolidated and healing takes place. So if you've struggled with sleep lately, try this. 1 hour before bed, turn off the news, put your phone away, and play soft instrumental music. Let it fill the room, close your eyes, and breathe slowly. Do this for 15 to 20 minutes, no pressure. Just let the music carry you. You may find your sleep improving not overnight, but gradually, and with it, your memory and focus. But beyond all the science, music also has a spiritual quality. It brings a kind of peace that we sometimes don't even realize we're missing. It can open the door to reflection, forgiveness, even laughter. Many people over 60 tell me they feel invisible, like the world has moved on without them. But when they hear a song they love, they remember that they're still here, that their story still matters, that their heart still beats with the same courage, the same wonder as it did 40 years ago, and that right there is why music is so powerful. Because it doesn't just bring back who you were, it reconnects you with who you are. Right now, today, in this moment. You don't need to be musical to benefit from this. You don't need a perfect voice, an instrument, or any kind of training. All you need is curiosity and a little willingness to press play. Start small. Find one song that makes you feel something. Add it to your daily routine, maybe when brushing your teeth, cooking breakfast, or watering your plants. Let music sneak into the cracks of your day, like sunlight through the blinds. And if you want to take it further, try creating a memory playlist. Include songs that mean something to you, from childhood, teenage years, your first job, a vacation, a quiet afternoon with someone you loved. When you play those songs, don't just listen. Remember, let yourself feel. Now that's the real exercise. That's what strengthens the pathways in your brain. Not just hearing the notes, but reliving the moments. You could even write about it. One man I know, Harold, started keeping a music journal. Each day he'd write down one song he listened to and a memory or emotion it brought up. He said it helped him feel like each day had meaning again, like his life had a soundtrack. Maybe your soundtrack is jazz, maybe it's classical, maybe it's Motown, folk, country, or Bollywood. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's yours, that it brings you back to yourself, piece by piece, note by note. Because here's the truth, and I want you to really hear this. No matter how many birthdays you've celebrated, your brain is still capable of growth. Your heart is still capable of joy, and your days are still capable of holding beauty, meaning, and even surprise. Music is one of the most accessible, affordable, and joyful ways to make that happen. So the next time you feel stuck, tired, or like you're drifting through the day, try this. Turn on a song you love. Play it loud enough to feel it in your chest. Close your eyes, breathe, and just be. That's not a waste of time. That's healing. That's rebuilding. That's living. You've come so far. You've survived and thrived through more than most people realize. You carry a lifetime of wisdom, of rhythm, of stories.